Hi everyone, it's November the 28th and this is our day trading update, and today's going to be a learning day because there's a great setup showing on the euro dollar and how sometimes you can get sucked in to placing the wrong short-term trade, and I want to demonstrate that to you now and what you need to look out for. So let's get started. Okay folks, so the lesson I want to give you is in the euro dollar. So this is a 15-minute chart, so each bar here represents 15 minutes of trading. And we know that we don't trade around news, so we've already established that. And the second thing we're looking at here is that we're looking for oversold or overbought conditions. And we also look at the daily chart, and we know that the euro dollar is in a sideways trend daily. And today is obviously a bearish day. We see the euro dollar continuing to make lower lows and lower highs. Now, what I really want to emphasize to you today is that you're starting to build up your rule book for entering these day trades. Okay, so one of the rules we created was, well, we would prefer if RSI, for example, before we go long, drop below 30 and then starts to cross above. Okay, so that's rule number one, but that on its own isn't exactly foolproof either. And the one thing I want to emphasize to you again and again and again, technical indicators are not the holy grail. We're trying to give ourselves the best advantage of making money here, but ultimately they are only technical indicators. And please don't absolutely cod yourself or kid yourself that that they're the be all and end all. They're absolutely not. Okay, so just be aware of that. So that's where rule number one comes in. I want to show you here an example. RSI dropped below 30 and crossed back above it here on this bullish candle. So here's a recent example of it. Now, I wouldn't have questioned anybody who said, yeah, I'm going in on this candle. Technically, you probably should have waited for one more bullish candle above it, okay? And that would have been a good entry point, and which would have given you confirmation maybe that this series of lower lows and lower highs was over. So remember, lower lows is just that the previous candle is lower than the previous candle, and so on and so forth. It keeps continuing lower. So that was the first time we created a higher high. We needed probably one more to give it, to give us some more confidence that this trend may be over. So, but let's pretend you did get into that trade. Rule number one that you should be adding to yourself, especially if you're coming off the back of something like this here, right? Normally, I like to give myself have a smaller bet and have a wider stop. But in this case, I would much rather have a narrower stop. In other words, the previous low, which was here, for example, on the euro dollar, 11,566, that would have been where I would have said, right, I want out again. And the reason for that is because if that does get taken out, let's say we get in here and it does get taken out, we're more likely to go into a series of lower lows and lower highs again, which we actually did. So this is to be added to your rule book. When you're coming off the back of a series of lower lows and lower highs and you're jumping the gun early, in other words, it's not confirmed that we're out of this trend yet. It was almost confirmed, but didn't quite get the confirmation. Well, then you need to set your stop below the previous low. Okay, that's really important. So then we get into this series of lower lows and lower highs again. And this is in real time now. So we're analyzing this together now in real time. Would I jump in now? Well, I'm looking at, suppose, the trend as such. And what I'm looking to do here is established, is our downtrend over? So if I start from here today and start joining the tops, you can see here, it's not exact there, like this is pretty much true the majority of the tops. We're not out of this downward trend yet on the 15-minute chart here at all. So for me, I would much prefer if we were outside of that downtrend. You could argue, people might come in and argue, oh, we're outside of this most recent downtrend. But I think you've got to take it over a longer time span, in my opinion. So I would much rather give up some gains here and wait for this trend to be over for a bit of stabilization here. Because there is a chance here we're going to retest this low and take it out again. We don't know that. So for example, maybe you thought that downtrend was over here, and surely enough, we've retested it and we've taken it out. So for me, the second rule is you've got to wait for that series of lower highs and lower lows to end really before you enter the trade. And that might take an hour or two to happen. It could take the next 30 minutes. We'll just have to wait and see. And if that means you missed the opportunity to go long on the first occasion, so be it. You're much better off there because you don't know whether this is the start of a broader trend downwards. And let me go back to the daily chart and show you what I'm talking about. So this is a daily chart here, and you can see this is today's current candle. You don't know right now if that current trend on the 15-minute shorter window is going to bring us all the way down here. That's another 50 points lower. So if we bring that back to the 15-minute charts, that's what 50 points lower looks like. That's all the way down here, guys. That's all the way, 50 points is all the way down here. So we don't know whether that's going to bring us all the way down there at this moment in time. And that's why I'm saying you're better off waiting for this downtrend to be over, confirmed over, before you start trading this here. Okay. Now it's only natural. It's only natural when RSI gets below 30 for a series of lower lows and lower highs to have formed. The question is, when do you pull the trigger on the trade? If you decide, again, just as a reminder, to pull the trigger early, like it was done here, well, then your stops have to be tighter. If you're going to pull the trigger earlier here, for example, like right now, then your stop is literally below this level here. So we're right here at this moment in time, we're at 11,558. Your stop here will be 11,553, let's say. And then you're getting out with a minimum loss. Preferably wait for the downtrend to be over. So I just want you to continue adding to your rule book, guys. That's why I've done this video really quickly, to help you build up a set of rules. And then just a final reminder again, technical analysis is not the holy grail. Please remember that. And that's why when you're spread betting, or if you're in a spread betting account, or if you're trading, I think the high probability option trades that I'm showing you here, this trade has a 99% chance of being profitable, are much better. That's generated a 2.5% return on investment, tax-free if you're in the UK and Ireland, for a trade that had over a 90% chance when we placed it. To generate 2.5% return with a 90% chance of making it happen within a month. And that's a much better, that should form nearly 50% of your portfolio. And then you can day trade all you want with the currencies and gold and everything else. But please remember, and I just want to be straight up with you, whilst we do our best with technical analysis here, they're not the holy grail. And when you kill your losses earlier, the better. But at the same time, you don't want your stop so tight that you can't stay in the trade long enough. So there's a chicken and egg here that you've got to balance up for yourself. So keep adding this to your rule book. Wait for the downtrend to be over, number one. If you do put the trade on, make sure your stop, especially if the trend looks something like this, is below the previous low. It will save you a lot of money down the line. Okay, thanks and bye for now. And if you have any questions, please book a free strategy call with me. Thanks and bye for now.